Dominic as well. And if you're listening to this and you're consider yourself a moderate conservative in the politics game, then do something, man. If you really have a conscience, and the far right extreme conservatives aren't going to tell you anything, but you still need to find the truth, because you still have to still believe in America, believe in freedom of choice, freedom of speech, and all these things. Whether your religion is this or this or this. You don't want this to happen to you, because then again you can say, well, Dominic, it's also that liberal's not good, that liberal's not good, that liberal's not good. Well, then you don't want that liberal, and that liberal have access to being able to do this to anybody. You think they could do that to you and anybody else, man. You have to out the wrong. And then if you point a finger, then point the finger. The bottom line is to prevent it from happening to any American ever again, so we can keep a free world, not just a free country. We're not having a free world. We're not winning the conversation on freedom. And again, it's like I have a mission. Female leadership, maternal, will solve these problems. I have a mission, protect the environment. In doing these two things, you'll end up having the human rights. You'll have the civil rights, and you'll have the constitutional rights, because your maternal leaders will be the leaders, and you'll be protecting the environment. You'll be doing something focused on good rather than war, the war business, and everything else. If you just did those two things, you would solve so many other problems that are social problems. But why do I have to tell you that to see it? That's the obvious. That's the common sense. And you have common sense, so why can't you see that? My mission and those missions solve the problems, period. So jump on board for those missions, guys. But I need evidence associated to every incident I'm outlining in my videos, not just a mountain of circumstantial evidence. And Dominic's got evidence on that, evidence on that, evidence on that. But what about that? He said, what about that? How would they do that? How would they do that? We need a whistleblower. We need somebody to have a conscience that's not playing the conservative game. And I don't believe that they would be liberal, because if they would be liberal, they would just go tell a liberal, say, so human rights, constitutional rights. Dominic worships different than their religion. Dominic does this different. Dominic says this is bad. I mean, so it doesn't take a genius to know it's coming from a certain group of people. I want names. I don't want I can't believe it's every single person on the far right. I have to believe that they gotta get left, they gotta get this, they gotta get people that say they have a conscience and everything else to collude in order to get this. And then I'm asking, what's the propaganda? What is the propaganda? And that kind of thing. Again, I made many videos on this. Another video, what do you do? All I can do is, I sit in a very small room, very isolated, very poor. I'm sick. I've got an affliction now affecting my palms, meaning I've had to touch something that would just target. It's just targeted my palms. It hasn't gone anywhere. So it must be recent. And again, only knowing my habits. You have to know exactly what I'm touching in order to say, well, if Dominic touches that, it'll go right into his skin. It did. On both hands. Has yet to move down to my forearms or anything else, but again, this I found that on June the 21st. It went in remission for like 2 days, really, and then it went back yesterday. I'm like, you know what, man, I gotta deal with this. It's about the Lord will use everything. The Lord doesn't just use, and again, when I say the Lord, it's the girls on top creators, the boys on bottom creators. But the creators will use rice, tortilla. It doesn't matter. Sand. What's in space-time? It doesn't. I mean, this is just something to use because somebody has afflicted me. So the Lord will say, well, then we'll use it. But it doesn't make it right. And it doesn't mean I'm just going to let it happen just because the Lord will use everything. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I don't care what your spirituality. Don't get into that game where, oh, the Lord allowed this to happen. I'm just, no. You find out how it happened, because it still has to be associated to somebody placing something that you touch that's going to go into my skin. Again, you have to know my habits to do that.